Hey Patreon, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you another mega scheme based out of two tight ends, two wide receivers, and a single back. This is going to be at a single back formation. We're also going to be jumping into deuce close and wing stack as formations we're going to have access to. But this is going to be a mega scheme, and the base formation I'm going to come out of is going to be the wing close. We'll take a look at wing stack and also deuce close. But another formation I want to go ahead, we might actually look at deuce close pistol, but another formation we're going to take a look at is going to be the gun, deuce close, and then the wing stack formation. So I wanted to go ahead and add on. I've been struggling in the red zone with this mega scheme, and I wanted to have something a little bit more. I've been coming back to this wing close formation because of some of the plays. Now I do want to let you know that I like to have my number one tight end on the outside on the wing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just flip my packages where I'm going to put the tight end swap. So I have my number two tight end on the inside and my number one tight end on the outside. Now there's a lot of great plays in this formation, and I've actually been bouncing in and out. One play that's a staple in this formation is the doubles out. Very effective. You got that unique angle route by the number one tight end, and then you've got these speed outs. One play too, I want to do the duo. Problem with duo is you can't flip it, so you have to run inside and it has to go off to the right or towards the strong side of the formation. Another play I'm going to throw into the scheme is going to be this motion out and up. I like it because of the route combinations and where the routes go. And then the wide zone is another great play that we're going to be allowed to attack our opponent to the outside. Now from a play to actually call out of the huddle, I'm actually going to use some of these other auto motion plays, either the motion zone alert, which sometimes gets some glitchy blocking, and then we have the motion play action slide. Very inconsistent, so I'd probably come out of the motion alert zone primarily, and I might actually come into like another play such as this play right here, which is going to be like the play action tight end flood or maybe the play action crosser, depending on the type of coverage. Now we'll go ahead and jump into some other formations, but I want to go break this down for you. We're going to use the motion zone alert is our base play, and I want to kind of show you why this play is really cool. Auto motion, and what happens is you'll see that the blocking just gets to the next level real quick. So it's like the defense doesn't attack this running play as efficiently as in other running plays. A lot of times they're on the back heels, and it's like easy way to pick up a couple yards or so running against your opponent. So this is a nice little play to throw into your scheme, is to use this motion thing, and also allows you to kind of cut back to the opposite side. So it's kind of a delayed, and the blockers really get at higher depths. There've been, I would say, on a majority of the times, I'm always picking up at least a yard or so. So this is a good play to go and jump into in a third and short or a fourth and short type situation, and then you actually can go ahead and work off of that. Now, in this play formation, anytime I see a single high safety, I want to go ahead and jump into this particular play, which essentially is going to be this doubles out. And my first progression is going to be Flowers on the out. I'm going to watch to see if a defender slides into his passing lane. He doesn't. And a lot of times what I can do is I can hit that out. And sometimes, depending on the defensive back that's over on that quick out, a lot of times what happens is you can actually go ahead and get it and then flip it up to the next yardage. Now on the opposite side, a similar situation too is Bateman's route. If the defender doesn't sit on it, you can actually go ahead and throw that on the opposite side. But let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get a chance to throw that. So you can see how he actually doesn't get covered up, especially if it's like a cover 3 zone type coverage. You can actually throw those quick outs. Now, what's also really makes this play tick is this little crossing route that you have with the tight end angle route. And if you want to make it a little bit easier to read, you can actually do a drag route, and it allows you to go and attack your opponent out to the outside like that. It's this arches concept. Used a lot by the Rams back in the day. It was like one of the passing concepts I like to do. So you can actually do this, and this allows you to stretch your opponent horizontally with this particular play. So from a running standpoint, we've got duo, and duo is actually going to get double team blocking, and these guys actually will double team and then go up to the next level. So this is another really good running play to go have in your scheme, is having this duel, so you can kind of run the ball right up the middle of the field and just wait for your blocking to push the guys off the line, and then kind of work on their double teams as you go up a little bit. So this is another really good play to have in your back pocket. And also you've got the wide zone. Now, I have been finding, and this is just how the team is set up, is the outside block zone read or the zone wide run has not been as effective as I'd like it to be. But I found that if I actually go to the opposite side, sometimes I get some really good seal blocking, and I can really pick up some monster yards running off to the side. So I would probably, depending on whether that defensive end is covered up, see how this guy right here on the outside is down in the box where Flowers is at. If I go ahead and try to flip it, he's going to basically kind of bite in, and that might be an extra defender to do that. But I would say probably your best bet is to do the stretch on the weak side, and then do the duo on the strong side, so you've got all that blocking on the upside in the middle and stuff like that. So this is what's really cool about this. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this play that we're gonna that we also have as an audible. All right, so motion out and up. The route with Flowers off the left side is complete garbage. I've tried to throw that on numerous occasions. I keep getting picked off. The out and up never beats the man. The man is always over there. So unless the guy's running hard flat, he doesn't have him, and he's got no coverage over the top of it, that route by Flowers is garbage. I've actually tried a bunch of different routes, and I actually found the post route is a better complement for this concept than actually anything else. So what this does is the post route over the middle of the field actually will be open, but we've got all this stuff underneath that you actually can look at. Now your hot read is going to be the mesh concept with the tight ends, and you know, a lot of times you can go and hit this route right here and pop that for an easy completion with a little dragger. So we're going to do a little post route like that, and you've also got that little stop and go, but right here you got this mesh concept where you got, if a guy runs into man coverage, you can throw that. So I kind of show you like what I'm looking at, my progressions and reads based on this particular play. This is a play that I've labbed up a lot just to kind of make progressions. This route is going to be the route that I can hit over the top of my opponent, especially if he's doing an aggressive man blitz. This can turn into a touchdown. But coincidentally, you've also got this simple mesh concept right here with these guys. You got the out, and you got the dragger on the back side, and then also you've got this little route right here that actually this guy kind of sticks and then kind of comes back. So this is a good route. If you got guys that floating coverages, you can check it down to that route, because unless he's doing hard floating coverages, they'll be open. If he does hard floating coverages and these guys is blanketed, this route over the top is going to be open too. So this is a really good play to go and throw into your scheme. So it's critical to actually go ahead and throw this running play a couple times into your scheme, and then actually go ahead and build off of it. So let's go ahead and show you how I'm going to use this play once again. So we're going to go ahead and do a post. And if these guys float, they kind of float. Now you've got basically that little crossing route. Okay, so the guy undercut it. I've been finding that Lamar, even though he's the best quarterback in the game right now in regs, I don't pass accurately with him, and it's just a lot to do with just the mechanics of it. But here's your little check down that you could actually throw against zone coverage. I'm forcing it in there right now, but let's go ahead and see if we can hit this. All right, so this you're seeing kind of a man coverage read right here. You're not. All right, so here's your little check down that you can hit, and that's just like a little annoying little hitch route that becomes extremely annoying in first down type of situations, because what's going to happen is that it's going to open up that deep post if these guys float up. Okay, see how he floats up, and here's your little crosser, and now you're picking up some pretty big yards. So this is a really good scheme. It's really run focused more than anything else. It allows you to go ahead and, you know, really attack your opponent with the run. And, you know, obviously you could do the backside run right here and hopefully go ahead and get to the outside. So wanted to go and show this to you. We're going to build off some more formations from that. Thanks. All right, so the next formation, guys, we're going to take a look at is going to be the wing stack. This is going to be a shorter video. We're going to take a look at basically the audibles I'm going to set up, and I have flanker spot. That spot route is really money. It's a good play to use if you just need a few yards and a first down. Halfback stretch, you want to be able to have the ability to go ahead and stretch the ball off against my opponent. You got this play action double in shot. This will actually spread the ball pretty far across, and you got the play action fork as another play. Let's just go ahead and show you the run and kind of go from there. This should be a little bit quicker of a breakdown than the previous play. So you've got your zone stretch play that you can do. And what's cool about this too is that basically you can flip play on the backside. We got the additional blockers by the wide receivers with the stretch play. So this is going to be a play I'll probably go ahead and jump into and just kind of quick snap it. And obviously if you can get to the outside against your opponent, you can do that. So you got your rushing attack to either side of the field. This play, I want to go and streak up this tight end. The reason I streak up the tight end is because they don't want him next to Bateman, because that's the route that's going to be the money route. You could throw that really quick, and the defenders actually freeze right there. So that's why I actually want to have that, in my back pocket. Now, if the defender that's over Bateman comes down and plays him, that means that outside corner should be available if the defender plays down. But if he floats up, you want to try to avoid that. But let's go ahead and see if we can get the deep crosser over the top. He bites down. You got your deep crosser. Okay, so even though I took a sack in this situation, I want to show you basically what happens right here. So you can throw this route right here because he's kind of like he's a slight little delay. You can throw that and pick up 5 yards, maybe 10 yards or more. But if this defender actually comes down and plays it, you've got this route that's actually coming over the top of it. If it's man-man coverage and the guy man's down in this corner route will be available to you for big completion too. So this is good, just a good play to go ahead and try to master when you're going to go and run this. So let's go ahead and jump into it again. Streak up that tight end because I don't want that spot route on the side right there. So I'm going to streak this tight end up, and that actually will go ahead and give me some more situations right here. So you could see he was open, and I just couldn't get to it because I got a little block shed going on right here. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this. All right, here's your corner right there because it was man coverage. So this is like just a beautiful concept that you can go and use in the game. You got your corner. You can come down to that puppy and pick that up. So it was a really good play to go and throw into your scheme. But really, more than anything else, is that little hitch route by Bateman. It's going to pick you up a good 10 yards or so that you can use against it, and your opponent has got to be concerned about it. Now the play action double in shot, I would say you want to go ahead and layer in a man beater. That you can go ahead and pull a defender down, but I'm only looking at Bateman. I'm looking at Likely. I might be looking at Andrews, but really it's about that's really what it's about is about that crossing route by Bateman more than anything else. He's going to be the guy that you want to try to get the ball to. Because he's going to get you a big opportunity to play. So problem with it is play actions. You do get tied up into that animation. What you could do is if you want to clear out the zone, you can take Likely and go ahead and put him on a streak, but that kind of gives you one less check down. But you can see how this actually opens up for a huge play. He's going to have to user that away, and that's why that works very well. What you could do too is actually go ahead and put a slant with the tight end Likely. This kind of gives you two different man beaters, stretch your opponent horizontally, and gives you a little bit more depth. Drag route is a little bit better because it's going to be a little bit more consistent. But a slant is also pretty good too if you're getting man reads. But you can see how that route actually can be very deadly for you. I'm not probably going to jump into this play too much, which is going to be a play action fork. It just focuses everything off to the right side. However, this route does get pretty flat. Really, that clear out route is a clear out route. I'm not going to throw that, which is going to be Bateman's deep post. but you've got, you know, basically the running back that you can go ahead and do underneath against your opponent as a quick check down. So I think more than anything else, when it comes to this play, I'm going to go ahead and be looking for this, because I want to go ahead and just get cheap yards. You can see that route took me a second to throw, and I picked up 20 yards on it. It was a really good play to go ahead and use, probably down to the red zone, or when you need a first down. It's like a first and you know, a third and 1 or so type of situation. So let's go and jump into the next formation. All right, so the next formation you're going to take a look at is going to be deuce close. In particular, we're going to look at these following plays. We're going to have mesh spot. The 0-1 trap, I like this when I run against an even front and the center is uncovered. Bench concept, I don't really run it too much, but this play is really special here. This is corner goes in flat, is really good to have. Let's go ahead and just run with mesh spot. We'll basically go ahead and run with that. Let's actually go with the 0-1 trap. So 0-1 trap is really good when the center is not covered up. When the center is uncovered, it means there's a higher probability of actually getting better blocking. And this is a nice play to have in your back pocket, depending if it's an even front that you're going against. So I like to have this. I like to have, in any of my schemes, actually have an 0-1 trap, because it's so easy to pick up some pretty easy yards against your opponent with an 0-1 trap. So I like it as having it as a staple in my offense, and I find that the blocking just really helps a lot. Now let's take a look at some of the other passing plays. You got basically your mesh concept. Of the mesh concepts, the gun wing stack is probably a better version of it, but I also want to be able to attack my opponent with this. And really what it comes down to is that you've got that wheel route, and you got the mesh concept and a little stick that you can use against your opponent. What you could do is you can go ahead and put this guy into a corner route. So if there's any kind of man coverage, you can look at it. But mesh is just a really easy play to run. If you got a guy that runs a lot of like man coverages against you and all that kind of stuff. Another thing you could do is you can do basically a little man spot like that. I forced that in there, but that's like another concept that you can use against your opponent. But this is a really good play to go and have. It's a hard play. It's just a quick snap play, and if you master a mesh and blend it in with your scheme, it becomes very difficult to stop. Now, bench is a really good play too to use just to kind of attack your opponent to the outside. So I would definitely go ahead and throw that into your scheme with bench, and you just focus on one side of the field and the other. So you've got Andrews on the outs, and you've got the corner, and then obviously you got the little running back that you can check it down to. Another way to go and blend in mesh or bench is to do the following. So what you could do is you can max protect and use a concept like this, and you can go to either side of the field. So you streak up your tight end and drag the other tight end. And this essentially gives you kind of like a high-low corner read type situation. So I like bench because it allows you to go ahead and do, you know, something like this. And you just look to the streak first and make your progressions and reads from there. So you've got the little corner route, and you have to drag underneath and all that kind of stuff. So I like about that. Now the last play we take a look at is going to be this corner go flats. Likely's play, our route is the money route, because he gets just in a weird spot of the defense where a lot of players are not going to be covering up unless somebody zone drops a defender out there. So this is a very easy route to go ahead and do. Conversely, you've also got that little in routes, inside whip route on the backside too, which takes a little bit longer to develop. It gets a little bit out farther wider. But what's cool about this is that it gives you these two little whip routes in this formation. And he still has to kind of like compensate for the run too, because you've got that 0-1 trap in your back pocket. So this is a really good play. If I was going to go ahead and pull anything out, it might be mesh spot for maybe another run or something like that. But this is a really good play. I like this because you got to have 0-1 trap. This corner goes flat is really, really cool. But I'd actually probably pull out mesh spot if I had to go ahead and get rid of a play. So let's go and jump into the next formation. All right, so the wing stack formation is got, we're going to basically go ahead and have a base audible, which is going to be mesh spot. Just a standard inside zone, 4 verticals that allows me to attack my opponent if I got a 3-high shell. And then we have the play action read as another way to attack our opponent off to the other side too. From a stamp, if I was actually to throw maybe another play in, it might be the smash drive, because this allows me to attack my opponent on the left side of the field, or potentially Ohio spacing. But I'd say if I was going to pull anything out, I'd probably go ahead and put in the smash drive. All right, so from a standpoint of a quick audible for run, inside zone, you know, basically it's just a staple run play. You can kind of cut it back to basically where the other tight ends are at. But here's a play that I actually ran into a guy that actually he was using it as a staple play. It was this particular play. He was using mesh spot. And what makes this mesh spot play really, really good is this deep dig in over the top. It just makes it very difficult for you to really commit underneath. Similarly, you've got this little crossing route, similar to its mesh, you know, just simple mesh concept, very hard to stop. Now, 4 verticals is really good for a single high safety, and all we're really looking for is basically to see how the safeties deal with those outside guys. So that's what I do like about it. This is maybe be the a play that I might pull out. But this allows you to go ahead and get leverage against your opponent and throw that middle seam. So if he's using a defender over the middle of the field, you can go ahead and just make him pick his poison. And if it's man, obviously you check it down to the running back right there. One other adjustment I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use this play action read. And what I found is that you want to go ahead and take this. You could run this a couple different ways. What you could do is you could take flowers and actually streak this guy up. And what this is going to do is this is going to open up this big crossing route right here. And this obviously could be a one-play touchdown opportunity for you. So that's a huge play right there. If you want to run it a little bit differently and give yourself a better progression, if you got a guy that's running some pressure against you, is you could streak up likely and then drag up flowers right here to give yourself a check down. You're still going to have that opportunity for the big play, but that just gives you just a better check down underneath that you could use against your opponent. So this really stretches your opponent out pretty far. Verticals I'd probably swap out if I was going to go ahead and swap this out might be for that smash concept, or smash drive. So this is probably maybe a little bit better. This is easy. You just quick snap your opponent with this. You've got basically the drag underneath. You got the drive above it, and you've got a corner flat concept. So what you could do is you could streak up the wide receiver. So we're going to go ahead and flip this play once again, and we're going to streak up the wide receiver Bateman to clear out the zone, and that's going to give us an opportunity to hit the corner. And if the defenders don't play the corner, you've got the drive concept on the backside that you can use against your opponent. So that's what I do like about this. This is actually probably a little bit better of a complement than 4 verticals. So I'd probably go and pull 4 verticals out, or pull that out for this concept, because this basically gives you an opportunity to do that. So once again, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the next formation and close this out. All right, so the last formation we're going to focus on is going to be this deuce close formation. You know, a very popular formation. You know, a lot of players have been using deuce close for a long time. Really what I'm going to have is I'm going to have space switch as a play. Also this halfback weak flood, and then a play action slide Y screen. This is really kind of what I would use down in the red zone, because that one of the routes is very glitchy down in the red zone. Let's just go ahead and just jump into kind of like the run play that we'd have. You could quickly audible it to this play, and then what's cool about it is you could flip this play and never really kind of give your opponent kind of a tell. So what's cool about deuce close is just the symmetry of the actual formation. And allows you to go ahead and attack your opponent without actually doing any kind of butt tap type animation. You just flip the play. Now, from a standpoint, how I like to run spacing is the following. I like to go ahead and take my one wide receiver and put him in a deep curl. And what I found is that that actually can turn into an easy completion if you see a man read. And it makes it easier for you to go ahead and make reads from there against your opponent. Really what happens is that you try to make reads and progressions to see if another defender actually plays that deep curl. So let me kind of show you what I'm looking at. I'm watching this defender, and if I see a couple people actually play this guy, I know I don't have man coverage. If it's man coverage, it should be just a solo person. I could still throw this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my next progression, which would be this route right here. And if this route is covered up, usually this route on the backside is going to be open, because this route by the running back is going to open things up a little bit and pull that defender down. So that's how I make progressions with spacing switch. So let's see if we can get single coverage. We do. And a lot of times you can actually get an easy completion right over the middle of the field like that. And once again, you can flip the play. So you can show your opponent kind of the same look, and you just make easy progressions right over the middle of the field. So his user is going to have to kind of pick his poison on where he wants to go with the user, or with the play. I'm going to flip it. And we're always going to look to Bateman first and go ahead and do that. So I actually threw it to the wrong guy. That was actually just a thumb issue right there. So flood, another really great play. You've got a flood concept that you're doing. You've got basically an angle route. You've got a corner route on the backside. So very good play to have into your scheme. Similar to the bench concept we were showing you earlier. So here's your first progression, your read. You want to look to that corner with that tight end. That should get cleared out. And then you just make your progressions from there. And what's cool about this is actually you just flip it. So you're going to watch that tight end first. And then you can actually check it down to the running back, or to the wide receiver, and you got that route with the other tight end on the backside. So go ahead and see. Get this guy under. All right, so I had to throw that a little bit quick, just because the pressure is coming in. My offensive line is not blocking for me. So underneath route, you can throw that really quick. Hopefully you can hold on to the ball and not get it knocked out. Here's the last play we're going to take a look at. It's going to be this play action Y screen. I use this more down in the red zone more than anything else. And what I do is I slide this guy out and throw him if the defensive back actually pushes back. So this is a really good play to go and jump into in a fourth down situation where you need to just get some garbage yards, just like a yards and stuff like that. You just throw that, and a lot of times what's going to happen is that it's going to push that guy up. Once again, you can flip it. So that makes a huge difference. And you can slide the other guy off. And what you can do is that if the guy slides off like that, okay, there you go. You know you can throw that and get yourself an easy completion with that. So let's go ahead and jump into this one more time. Let's see if we can get Flowers to go and slide it off. I think the animation with this handoff is what's holding us up. With that, so I probably want to throw this to the right side and not the left side. I probably would, maybe if I was going to pull any one of these plays out, it would be this play action Y screen. But I might throw in some type of outside run just to kind of blend in. So here's just another formation. I'm going to go ahead and keep showing you guys. I'll show you some gameplay with the scheme. It's going to be a mega scheme where we're going to be using the single back wing close as the base formation, and we'll just kind of go ahead and use this for first and second downs, and then we'll jump into the other formation on third downs just to keep my opponent guessing. So thanks a lot, guys. Until next time.